Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. And I welcome you all to the meeting 242 of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. And I'm Toastmaster Akansha, your sergeant at arms for the day. And I'm sure you all are doing great. I'll quickly state the mission of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Before we start, I would like to state some ground rules. Keep your cell phones on the silent mode. Keep your microphone on mute while someone is speaking and unmute only when called to speak. It is advised to keep the videos on throughout the meeting. Please avoid sharing anything on the chat box while someone is speaking and do not interject the speaker while they are delivering their speech or report. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restrictions, but Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, we request every speaker to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on such sensitive topics. I also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity, inclusion in letter and spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility and discomfort for members or guests. Lastly, let me now call upon our presiding officer, Toastmaster Nikhil. He hails from Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, working as an investment banker in Delhi. He loves to watch cricket, football, and listen to music. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kansha. Can we please have a big round of applause for our Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting, everyone? So, thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A very warm good evening to all of you. It's my honor and privilege to offer all of you, to address all of you as the president of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow for probably the last time. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who have taken time from your busy schedules and to be present here. Your participation is a testament to the shared commitment that we all have towards becoming better speakers, better communicators, better leaders. Now, before we begin, I would like to remind ourselves about the motto of Toastmasters International, which is we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. Now, these are not just words that are given, these are not just shallow words that are given by Toastmasters International. These are the foundation of every meeting that we hold, every role we play, every speech that we deliver on this platform in front of our fellow Toastmasters and guests, and every step we take. Every time we step on this on the this virtual stage, we evaluate a fellow member or we take up any kind of role. We are contributing towards that mission that Toastmasters International has outlined. I would like to I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our role players, our Toastmaster of the day, tag team, general evaluator, speakers, evaluators, everyone, all the role players who have put in their efforts for preparing for these roles and contributing to the execution of this meeting. Now, I would like to reach out to the guests that we have in this meeting and would request them to give us a quick intro about themselves. Although we have all we do not have any fresh faces, but I would still like to reach out to Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Pallavi, and Toastmaster Zishan, who are from clubs other than Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, for a quick introduction for those who do not know you. Starting with Toastmaster Vijay.
Hello, of you. Very good evening to all of you. My name is Vijay Singh. So I was a part of IMSUC Genesis Toastmasters Club back in when I was doing my MBA in 2019. So I was a part of Toastmasters for around like 1.5 years or something. But when I got into the job, I now I did not get enough time to to complete all those modules. So I just left Toastmasters, but now I'm again planning to rejoin the Toastmasters. So that's a short introduction from my side. So I'm working. So by the way, I'm working as a graphic designer in Gurgaon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay. We are glad to have you with us, and hopefully, we would be very soon having you as one of the members of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. So, thank you so much once again. Next up, can we please hear from Toastmaster Pallavi?
Yes. Good evening, everybody. I am from Lucknow itself. I am practicing chartered accountant, and yes, as Nikhil you already mentioned, I am regular attendee over here, as I love the vibes over here. I'm planning to join Lucknow Toastmaster Club very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pallavi, and we look forward to have you as well with us as a full-time member. Uh, okay, we also have Toastmaster Saurabh Gupta, who recently joined Toastmasters international community, and I would love to hear from you, Toastmaster Saurabh, and please also uh, let us know which club you have joined and how you came to know about Toastmasters.
So yeah, thank you, Nikhil, for giving me chance. As you know, my name is Saurav, and I'm also chartered accountant like Pallavi, and I'm based out Delhi NCR, precisely Ghaziabad, and I am working with one of the cardiovascular medtech company as a finance controller, and I want to now I'm climbing to the leadership position. So earlier I was thinking that these are not the important the skills, but now I believe these are the only important skills in terms of leading the people, in terms of the managing the stakeholders, managing the board. So here my objective is just to quickly polish my leadership skill, my public speaking skills. So that's the reason I am sharing with you all. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurav. And I think you pointed out right. You know, that is something I always tell to all the new Toastmasters that it could be that with the advent of AI, any skill can be replaced using AI. But I think your communication skills, your leadership skills are the only skills that cannot be replaced, that cannot be substituted using any kind of technology. So I think you are at the right place, and wish you the very best for your journey ahead. Okay, so we also have Toastmaster Zishan and Toastmaster Harsh, but Toastmaster Harsh is like just another member of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow only, and is also playing a role today as well as Toastmaster Zishan. So we will keep their intros for later, and moving ahead, think so we have our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akansha, and the theme is something that has got me intrigued: strengths and weaknesses. And I mean, these are very two simple terms in my opinion. However, our whole identity revolves around these two terms. Some you know we all face some kind of weakness, we all have some kind of weaknesses, and sometimes people spend their lives in figuring out those weaknesses. At the same time, we all have our strengths, and sometimes we spend our lives in realizing our strengths. So I'm very intrigued, very curious to know as to what Toastmaster Akansha is going to share today with us. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akansha, who just a second. So Toastmaster Akansha hails from the city of Lucknow, currently pursuing her masters, I understand, from okay, just a second, I lost your interview, Toastmaster Akansha. I'm extremely sorry for that. Uh, Yes, so we have Dr. Akansha, born and brought up in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. She has completed her graduation from Saraswati Dental College, Lucknow. Since then, she was preparing for CAT examination and then got selected for MBA at SDA Boccani Asia Center in Mumbai. She works. She was also working in SK Awadh Builders as marketing executive. Her hobbies include singing, makeup artistry, and NGO volunteering. Uh, she also likes to she also is working on improving her public speaking skills along with leadership skills, which she believes will help us in her MBA journey as well as in overall all aspects of her life. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akansha. Can we please have a big round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, everyone?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. Welcome, everyone. And today's discussion begins with a simple but powerful exercise, which is self reflection. But before starting with that exercise, I would like everyone to fill out the form which I have pasted in the chat box by sharing your strengths and weaknesses, and please be honest. And understanding ourselves is the first step towards personal and professional growth. And your responses will help us guide our conversation today, the flow of the meeting. So quickly, I'll start with the structure of meeting. It is divided into three segments. First is the prepared speech segment, where speaker deliver their prepared speech as per their objective of their pathways. Secondly, we have table topic session in which table topic master give the topic on spot and speakers have to give impromptu speech. Thirdly, we have the evaluation session in which speech evaluators will evaluate prepared speakers and general evaluators along with their tag team will give the evaluation of the overall of a meeting. This is the structure of typical Toastmasters meeting. And time for the time being, before we deep dive into the topic, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil, who will let us know their role and introduce their tag team and their role. And as I've already introduced him, so he can, stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akansha, once again. So, I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, and along with my team, I would be responsible for evaluating this whole meeting and sharing my feedback at the end of the meeting as to how the meeting went, whether the structure of the meeting was followed or not, and where we can improve, what were the highlights of the meeting as well. And to assist me in this role, to support me in this role, I have generally has a tag team, timer, R counter, and grammarian. However, we do not have any R counter for today's meeting, so I would be supported by Toastmaster Harsh and Toastmaster Jesh, right? Yes, Toastmaster Harsh and Toastmaster Jesh in today's meeting. So Toastmaster Harsh would be playing the role of just a second. Yes, so Toastmaster Harsh would be the grammarian for today's meeting, and Toastmaster Harsh is from Lucknow. He is a BCom graduate from Delhi University Affiliated Distance College. He's currently pursuing post-graduation in data science and analytics from articles. He is an ambivert who enjoys meaningful conversations and believes in following his heart. Joining Toastmasters Club of Lucknow has been one of his best decisions as per him so far, as it's helping him grow, learn, and move closer to becoming the better version of himself. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our grammarian Toastmaster Harsh to give us a brief about his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Toastmaster Nikhil, can I also play the role of R counter since there is no R counter for today's meeting?
Sure. We would be glad. We would be glad. Thank you so much. Yes, please. So you can brief us about both the roles then.
So, a very good evening to one and all present over here. Today, I will be playing the role of the R counter. As an R counter, my role would be to pay close attention on the any type of filler words you are using. Filler words such as you know. I will also focusing on the unnecessary pauses or any type of unintended actions. So please aware of the fact. At the end of the meeting, I will be share my R counter report whenever called by the general evaluator. And now, once again, a very good evening to one and all present over here. Today, I will be playing the role of the grammarian for today's meeting. As the grammarian, I will pay attention on the use of language that each and every role player or the speaker is using while delivering or playing their role. So I will also observing the good words, creative usages, and the areas where we all can improve. At the end of the meeting, I will share my report. But before that, there is a word of the day and phrase of the day, which everyone present in the meeting is required to use while delivering their speeches. So today's word of the day is audacious, meaning very bold and courageous. In simple terms, we can say that someone who is willing to take a risk or do something that others might afraid to do. I would give an example of its usage. Joining Toastmasters was an audacious step that helped me become more confident. Moving to the phrase of the day, the phrase of the day is seize the moment, meaning to take advantage of an opportunity before it passes. Its usage is when the nomination chair asked for candidates, I decided to seize the moment. That's all from my side. The word of the day and phrase of the day is shared in the group. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for the audacious gesture of taking the counter role as well at the very last moment. So thank you so much. And next up, we have Toastmaster Jesh. However, before that, I would request all the members to please be more active and let's just motivate each other. Even if we are not on camera, use reactions, clap reactions, thumbs up reactions whenever you feel appropriate, so that the speakers are motivated. Okay, so next up we have our timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Jayesh, who hails from Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, and spent most of his growing up years at Vellum Boys School in Dehradun, where he studied from class 3rd to 12th and later pursued BCom honors from the University of Delhi and began his career with Boston Consulting Group, where he worked for 3.5 years. In 2023, Toastmaster Jayesh decided to move back to his hometown to build something of his own, and since then he's been working on developing a commercial real estate business, setting up a commercial sports facility and running a higher education institution. Along this, he completed his executive MBA from IIM Indore and MCom from Indira Gandhi National Open University. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our timer to help us understand the responsibilities of his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Jayesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, for the long introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I'll be performing the role of a timer. My role is to track the time for each speaker, table topic speaker, and the evaluators also. I will want to ensure that everyone stays within the allotted time, and to do so, I have certain signals, and these signals will be displayed when there are certain thresholds that you cross. So for prepared speakers, we have I'll show green light, which is I'll show green light when you have crossed 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. For table topic speeches, green light will be shown when you cross 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show you yellow light, and when you cross 2 minutes, then I'll show red light. You have a 30-second grace on table topics on speech prepared speeches as well. For speech evaluation, green light on at 2 minutes, yellow light at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red light at 3 minutes. So this is how I'm going to display. I don't know if you can see it. This is how I'm going to display green, yellow, and red. So I would want to make sure that everybody stays within the time limit. Timing will help us develop a valuable skill of expressing our ideas clearly and concisely, and will help us wrap up this meeting in the allotted time. We'll respect each other's time, and we're going to seize the moment and just stick to our that moment that we have been given by the table topic patterns. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh, for briefing us about your role, at the same time briefing us about the importance of time and the role of timer. So that is my tag team for today's meeting, and at the end of the meeting, when called upon by our Toastmaster of the day, I, the General Evaluator, along with my tag team, will present our reports. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kansha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil and tag team. And can we have a huge round of applause for them? Thank you so much. Quickly now, I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible? Okay. So starting with me, if I talk about my strength, it is consistently reinventing myself and keep moving forward despite setbacks. So, uh, to introduce myself, I am a dentist by profession. I did my undergrad from Saraswati Dental College, and still I decided to take a bold step in my career to do an MBA, which is a very diverse background. Still, I choose to do that. It take a lot of courage to do that, and that is my strength. Then that I, despite of having setbacks, I can do what I want to. But what's more important is to work upon the weakness. So my weakness is striving for perfection, which prevents me to start at all. In one of my lectures in my college, Professor Boris told us about MVP, which is minimum viable product. So, what exactly it means is that the product should be has a minimum characteristics and with minimal features which can be sold, which can be sold to a customer, and he is okay to pay for that minimum uh, featured product. Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be at the top notch. It can be very basic. Still, people would love to have it, and according to their needs, then we can add new features and everything. And to explain it in a better way, I would like to ask first of all that do you know the history of WhatsApp? Any one of you, please give me a raise of hand. Anyone? How it started or anything regarding WhatsApp? Okay. So WhatsApp was initially not a chatting platform. It was meant for status, as in if people want uh, if people want to know that if I'm away, if I'm not able to take call, then they can download WhatsApp, in which I will put a status that I am away or I'm in the meeting or anything. I will set up a status, and then people will come to the WhatsApp app, see if I'm available or not, and according to that, they will call or uh, wait for a time for a bit. So what I wanted to tell you is it was a disaster initially. Nobody used it, nobody loved it because for them it was of no use particularly. And the founder, what he did was he entered the market. He saw that what is needed, what exactly is needed to be integrated in the WhatsApp app so that people would start using it, people will love it. So back then, uh, there was no as such texting platform. There was just SMS, and that was quite expensive back then. He thought that why not we introduce it in our app. That was a major hit. It was a major hit. Still, he didn't stop there. He started MVP product, which is a minimum viable product at the very start. Although it was not a hit, but he didn't stop. He kept on adding the features. So the next thing which he did was people were asking for uh, the group chats and everything. So he integrated that as well. Then after that, you know that how many features are there. We have AI as well. Today, it comes under Meta. So the basic thing which I wanted to tell you is that does it, people doesn't need to be perfect, or the product which they want to sell doesn't need to be perfect. We can start from the very basic, and then according to the circumstances or everything, we can improve it. With the time we can improve it. So that was the reflection on my weakness. Now, I would like to call on the stage Toastmaster Suraj, and I would like to uh, know from him. I want him to tell his strength and his weakness.
Yes. So may I?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So as I have also just mentioned that I can take not just one but several commitments to move further to improve myself. But further, whatever steps I can be suggested or recommended to take for that, I might be delaying at so many times. So I think that's the weakness and the strength which I have mentioned. So I have that courage, that things inside me that yes, I have to do that. But later on again, I just procrastinate. In short.
Thank you so much for the beautiful insight. And that's the very audacious thing, that you know your weakness. And the great thing is you are working on it. For the time being, I'll stop sharing my screen and wait for a second. So I would like to move on to our first segment. Which is prepared speech segment. And our speaker is Toastmaster Zishan. And to evaluate his speech, I would like to call upon stage our evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta. She brings with her a unique blend of creativity and logic. Being both a visual designer and an engineer, this rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical clarity. She believes that when creativity meets structure, even the most complex ideas can be transformed into meaningful impact. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akansha, for the warm introduction. Let me introduce our speaker, Toastmaster Jishan. Toastmaster Jishan is from the holy city of Prayagraj. Currently, he is pursuing bachelor's of technology in computer science and engineering from United College of Engineering and Research. He has completed his intermediate and high school from Boys High School in college. His hobbies include gardening and reading books. Both of these things help him color his canvas of life in different ways. He is very adventurous. His interest includes trying out new cuisines and learning new languages. His aim in life is to provide everything to his parents the way they provided to him. He is going to deliver a level 3 project 3 of the pathway presentation mastery. The project objective is connect with your audience. The speech duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. So let's welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Jishan. Toastmaster Jishan The day I realized everyone has a story. The day I realized everyone has a story. Toastmaster Zishan.
Thank you so much. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
All right, great. A very good evening to all the wonderful Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, I know exactly what kind of person they are? But let me tell you something. Most of the time, we are wrong about our judgment. We think like if someone is always smiling, they must be happy. Or someone who seems confident must never feel afraid. We do this every single day, and our brain naturally creates a pattern, and we think that we know everything about that person. But that's not true. And I wasn't always aware of this. Like everyone else, I also judge people based on what I could see. Until slowly, through different conversation and experiences, I realized something that completely changed the way I look at people. Every person has a story, not the story they post on social media, not the story we assume, the real story, the one they carry quietly, the story made up of dreams, fears, and countless moments that nobody else gets to witness. Sometimes I wonder how many stories have I walked past without ever knowing? How many people have I misunderstood simply because I only saw one chapter of their life? Think about your own life for a moment. If someone asks you or meet you for 5 minutes, would they know everything about you? Of course not. They wouldn't know the nights you couldn't sleep because you were worried about something else. They wouldn't know the dreams you secretly hope will come true. They would only know the version of you that you decided to show them. And isn't that true for every single one of us? Sometimes we admire people without knowing what they sacrificed to reach where they are. Sometimes we judge people without knowing what they are fighting. That realization changed something inside me. It made me a little slower to judge and quicker to listen. A little more patience because every conversation could reveal a story I never expected. And perhaps that's one of the most beautiful things about being human. We all are working we all are walking libraries filled with stories, some joyful, some painful, and some is still being written. For example, if I look in this room, let's take Toastmaster Suraj. Toastmasters, if I'm not wrong, Toastmaster Suraj did bungee jumping. And that was so amazing. But to do so, it requires a lot of confidence. Just think how many thoughts would have gone through his mind before taking a decision to do something so scary. What we see is just the cool part of it. We think, wow, Toastmaster Suraj is doing so well. He's so audacious. And he is audacious. But the amount of thought that would have gone through his mind before booking that ticket and taking that step that no one knows about. If I take another example, I have a friend named Swarnima. She's also a Toastmaster of the UGI Toastmaster Club, and I think some of you may know her. She always carries a beautiful smile with her. But no one knows how many responsibilities she fulfills behind that smile. She is a very good grandchild, for instance. She take care of her granny and look after her and live with her. And that's so beautiful, and I feel so proud that I am being friend with someone who is so kind and caring. Before I conclude, I also want to add my story. When my college journey started in 2023, at that time I was going through OCD. OCD is basically obsessive compulsive disorder. And when I joined the college and I made some new friends, I used to avoid eating from anyone else's lunchbox or take food directly from them because it triggers my OCD. In the starting, my friends didn't know that I have OCD, and they started judging me. They started talking behind me that what's wrong with this guy? Maybe he follows some old practices. But they didn't know the story behind my me being not eating those things. And eventually time passed. For 2 whole years they didn't know that I had this problem. But when I shared with them my problem after 2 years, they realized that they were so wrong, and they were say telling me that they're so embarrassed that they judge me without knowing the truth. And that's what happens because no one knows what's going on behind someone else's smile. They said that they never could have known by the way I carried myself that I was struggling with something so problematic. And that is the untold story of our lives that each one of us carries inside us. Whether it's be the Toastmaster Suraj, Toastmaster Swarnima, anyone in this meeting, or anyone outside of it. We often see only the surface of people's lives, but every person we meet is carrying dreams, fears, and struggles, and experiences that we know nothing about. And that's the beauty of life, finding and belonging. So I would request you all that in the future, if you meet someone, be a little more slow before judging them and be more optimistic towards the world and people that you meet. Well, that's all from my side. Thank you so much for being patient and being so kind and listening to me. Thank you.
Can we hear a huge round of applause for our speaker? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zishan, for such a wonderful speech. Taking back to today's theme, I'll again share my screen. This time I won't force you, but I would like you to volunteer. Who would like to go next? Toastmaster Saurabh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Kansha. So, thank you, and again for a chance to discuss on the strength and also to reflect on the weakness. So, I believe the moment you reflect, you discuss these things, naturally you attract something, and on the weakness you start looking from a different lenses. So first what I would like to pick is the strength. So I believe, and rather I have been since my early days when I qualified this year, I have been upgraded myself, be it in the specific fields. When I say the specific fields, mean like treasury or the getting deeper into the finance world. uh, though I mean, like as I mentioned, the chartered accountant, and after that keep honing my skills into different domains. I also qualified from the IIM Indore. That's the one thing. Recently, I have completed from, I mean, one of the tech institute on the IIM. So on this the AI part. So I have designed a lot of processes, made them automated in my organization. So the point I'm making is that the skill is that keeping myself relevant with the evolving needs of the market. Now on the weakness sides, like I would pick some of the words from you, Akansha. I'm also kind of that believe in perfection, so I keep doing the same thing again and again till the time, I mean, it gets late. So now I realize, and you picked perfect example for this the WhatsApp. Also, I would like to pick this Teams example. So when they started, it was just simple a text application, but now they have inbuilt everything. be it the calling, be it the group calls, be it like proper, I mean the meeting setup they have built. So I realized that let's, I mean, go to the market basis 67%, though you mentioned this thing, the MVP, minimum viable project. So that also I learned from you today, and would rather, I mean, work more on this side. How can I start quickly? So earlier it was, I mean, like, I mean, I was very slow because of the perfection, but now, I mean, I'll move faster. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh, for that beautiful insight, and that too, along with an example. I really highly appreciate that. Um, so, moving on to our second segment of the meeting, which is the table topic session. Um, our table topic master for today's meeting is Toastmaster Suraj from world's first democracy, Vaishali, Bihar. Graduate in history, loves reading and listening books, has served TMCL as a secretary, SA, and now serving as VP Education. Can we have you on the stage, Toastmaster Suraj?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kancha, Madam Toastmaster, and all the and guests. Very good evening. And I'm today's table topics master. And one of the most interesting and exciting session, I would say, of course. And the session where not just the Toastmasters, but guests also get opportunity to show their audaciousness. They can be audacious because they have a moment to seize, and that's a very wonderful place, right, where guests can willingly, and even they are encouraged to take or participate in the table topics session. Before I move on, I'll just elaborate the timing for the each topic. So each topic will be for 2 minutes, right? At 1 minute, our timer will show you the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, you'll be shown yellow card, and at 2 minutes, you'll be shown red card. And you have 30 seconds buffer time. In the beginning of the, like, as soon as you get the topic, you will have 30 seconds to think and and after red card you have maximum 30 seconds to wrap up, otherwise you'll be disqualified. I will also encourage each one of you to use the word of the day, which is audacious, and the phrase of the day, which is seize the moment, as many times as possible, so that we all can remember and we can inculcate it in our life. Okay, so Toastmaster Harsh had just mentioned me that my voice is breaking and I'm not visible. Is that true? Is it to everyone? Okay. Maybe it's because of, sorry. So am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now, but there was, I mean, the glitches in between.
Oh, yeah. So there was some, I think, network. So I'll just repeat a few of the more things. So timing, about timing, everyone is clear about the timing. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll encourage everyone to use the word of the day and phrase of the day as many times as possible. And now let's move forward. And before I would request any guests to come forward and take any topic, I would request any seasoned Toastmaster to come forward and take up the topic.
Suraj,
Am I audible to everyone?
yes. I want to try Suraj.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I would request any seasoned Toastmasters first to please come on the stage and please take up a topic. Or next, I'll just handpick. Okay, so Toastmaster Nikhil. Thank you so much for raising your hand. And your topic is Toastmaster Nikhil. Tell us about a failure in your life and what it taught you. Tell us about a failure in your life and what it taught you. Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil, you are on mute.
Sorry. So since we have two chartered accountants in the room today, I cannot help but highlight my biggest failure as not completing my chartered accountancy. So I appeared for my CA finals back in 2022, the last time, could not clear it, and in that time uh, you know, I realized that I I might just start with my career because I was trying to work on the. I was studying. I was trying to study hard, honestly, but I never saw myself completing my finals, passing my finals, and that's the most honest answer that I have given to myself, because I never failed when I worked hard, and I never failed when I studied well, but that was the time, those 2 years I would say, when I never realized that I have given my best, and hence I never expected myself to pass. But at the same time, when I started my career, I always had this burden on my shoulders that I do not have any tier 1 qualifications, and it just you know always held me, and I always wanted to make a career in finance, and being from CA background, back then it was always thought that you can pursue accountancy, taxation only. I remember I used to maintain an Excel sheet when I was applying for my first job. I stopped maintaining the Excel sheet after over 80 applications. I didn't hear back from either of them, and then someone trusted in me. Someone showed faith in my abilities and not just my degree, and that is the reason that whatever small career I have made in this field is because of that someone who showed faith in me. So again, it's obviously I failed, but it's not something that has ever held me back, and there's a biggest learning that failures are only stepping stones, and not there to stop you from achieving your goals. Over to you, Toastmaster Suraj.
Wow, so glad. Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Nikhil. And see, you have been audacious enough to face that failure, right? And now you have been doing wonderful. So thank you so much. And that one result and that one exam, of course, doesn't define you, because you can redefine yourself anytime and anyway. So again, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil, for for just talking about your failure. That also takes lots of courage. Moving forward, I would request our dear guests to come forward. First, Toastmaster Saurabh, would you like to have a topic and speak on that?
Yeah, let me take a shot.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, guest Saurabh Gupta, how would you define success in one sentence? Explain. How would you define success in one sentence? Explain. Dear guest Saurabh Gupta.
Yeah, so thank you, Surya. I mean, just this giving me a chance to touch the topic, which I mean is close to everyone's heart. And for me, success means a state of mind. So why I am saying this success is a state of mind? Because from early age, or from the when we are like kid till the time uh, we get a very old age, it keep changing. So for me, like when I started my career, or when, let me just step back, when I was in a school, for me, the success was to be a monitor of the class. As I move forward, the success meant was to top the class. But when I enrolled myself for a the success was to qualify the CA. Today, this success means for me is to be a good public speaker. and maybe 30 years or maybe 40 years down the line, success would be that I can walk myself. That's the success. So the point is that though people, I mean, linking this with the money, with the other things, but for me it's a keep changing, and it's a state of mind. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Suraj. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Of course, I think what does really success mean keeps changing, I think. Because as soon as you achieve one success, another thing comes in your mind, and then you feel like it was just a normal thing I have to achieve the next one. So that's the I think natural and that's human tendency. And that's I think great because that's one of the best way to upgrade yourself, your present self. So thank you so much to guest Saurabh for taking up the topic. Now I would request our next guest. Uh, we have in guest Anuradha Chauhan. Can you listen to me? Guest Anuradha, are you there? I think.
Yeah, I'm there. Here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Would you like to take up a topic?
Yeah, definitely. I will take. I don't know, but I will try. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sure. And okay. Yeah, sure. So, a guest Anuradha,
Yes.
what does beauty mean to you? What does beauty mean to you, guest Anuradha?
Beauty. Beauty means to me not the external beauty, like people see the face and say that you're good looking. Beauty means that you should be beautiful from inside your heart. It doesn't mean your complexion. It doesn't mean your eyes, nose, the way you speak. The beauty is the way you speak, the way you show yourself to the people, the way you are educated. So, according to me, beauty is internal, it's not the external thing. And for me, or I just wanted to tell everyone, for everyone, beauty should be always internal. We cannot judge the book from its cover. When we read the book, then we come to know about the books. No, then we come to know about the knowledge, what content it contains. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Anuradha. Very well said quote. You cannot judge a book by its cover. Exactly the way our speaker, Toastmaster Jason, spoke about that. What you just cannot judge anyone looking at someone, her or his face, right?
Yeah.
Because there might be n number of stories behind that smile, behind that look, etc. So again, and beauty is something which lies inside you, right? So thank you so much for speaking on that. Moving
Thank you.
forward, I would request next Toastmaster guest, I think. Guest Vijay, are you there?
Yes, Suraj, I'm there.
Okay. So could you, I think you're not audible to that extent. We
Hello.
can listen to you clearly.
Hello.
Yes.
Now is
Now
it fine?
you are audible. Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
So the topic for guest Vijay. So I just want to ensure that you are a Toastmaster or a guest.
No, I was an ex-Toastmaster.
Okay, yeah. So okay. I'm off camera because there is some network issue. Otherwise, I would request other Toastmasters and guests to be on the camera. That will give you a good feel about being in a meeting and speaking in front of an audience. So,
So
guest Vijay.
yes.
What is the person you admire the most? What is the person you admire the most? Guest Vijay.
Okay, the person that I admire the most. Certainly one of my teachers when I was preparing for my combined defense services examination when I was in Mukherjee Nagar. So there was a teacher. I I'm not able to recall his name right now, but he was like something that motivates me because he was also preparing for the civil services and simultaneously he was also teaching students in academies. So he used to teach us different subjects. Firstly, he started teaching us politics, and then he shifted to other subjects as well. So he did not take any big institution like we have different academies or institutions where students prepare for the civil services, but he did not enroll himself in any of the institutions. Rather, he studied on his own, and he had a mentor. So his mentor used to give him notes every day, and he used to read 400 pages. He used to tell us that he reads 400 pages a day, no matter what happens. So when I saw that spark in him, so let me also tell you that he was, I guess, all India ranked fifth when he prepared for his Air Force exam. So he was all India ranked fifth, but due to some problems in his eyes, he was not enrolled into Air Force. But he was given an option to go for either Navy and Army, but he rejected both of them because then he pursued the dream of becoming an IAS officer. Then he started preparing for civil services and teaching students. So for me, when I remember him now, when I recall him, he's a person like that still motivates me because in today's age, I'm not sure like any one of us reads like 400 pages a day. Like for me, like reading is like a meditation. You read someone's thought when you read a book. So that's the person whom I admire the most. Amit Tripathi, yes, his name is Amit Tripathi. So that's it from my side, Suraj. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you viewers or audience, can you listen to part of the speech 400 a page? 400 is a day, right? I just cannot imagine the speed of his reading. Even if you
Yes.
read 20 pages per hour, then I think maybe it's 20 hours.
Yeah, because when you are
His
preparing for
reading
such a
speed must be so high.
because when you are preparing for civil services, you have to be prepared like physically, mentally, mainly mentally, because you have to deal with like international issues. So you have to train your mind like
See your speech. Yeah. Your speech, and especially the story about one of the person you have mentioned, Mr. Amit Tripathi, has not just motivated me, but I think it must have motivated all the audiences here. And he
I
must be a kind of audacious person.
I can also share my example. Like I will take a few minutes. Like when I was in my graduation third last year, I used to like prepare for my exams like 14 hours a day. I used to read 14 or 15 hours a day, and I was the second topper of my college. Like 14, 15 hours.
Oh.
Like I was like when I was like sleeping now, I used to have those dreams of questions. That was crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy. I have never read like that much in my entire life.
Amazing. Wow. Well, thank you so much, guest Vijay, for sharing all the story about your friend. I mean, about your someone whom you admired the most and about yourself. And with that, I'll move forward and I'll request the next guest if we have. If not, then we'll pick up Toastmaster. Toastmaster Mamta, would you like to take up a topic? I
Yes,
have so
sure.
many like topics, I have just chosen from a particular field. I mean, not a particular field, but questions which are asked in a particular contest, right? So you'll definitely must have guessed, that contest. So, Toastmaster Mamta, let's take the topic. If you become Miss India, how would you use your platform to create a positive impact? If you become Miss India, how would you use your platform to create a positive impact? Toastmaster Mamta.
I like empathy and I help my friends and everyone who come to me and take my advice. Once my friend came to me, she was ready for a party and she was wearing a green dress. But that didn't flatter her. She asked me, how do I look? I didn't want to say the words that could hurt her. So I said, you look nice, but you remember the dress you wore last time? You really look smart in that dress. She smiled and went to change her dress. And when she came back, she had a bigger smile on her face and said, thank you for saying me so nicely. So, and I also felt happiness that I didn't hurt her and she was also convinced happily. So, in my opinion, or if I become the Miss Universe or Miss World, I would have the quality of empathy in myself so I can help and convince everyone with smile and happiness on their face. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for emphasizing one of the most important skills. I mean, the empathy. Of course, I think the skill. I think the quality which I think must be possessed by the world leaders. I mean, specifically because lots of decisions they have in their hand to take, and I wish that with the help of empathy, they can take judicious and very good people-oriented human-oriented decision. Moving forward, I'll request someone on the stage who like to come on the stage. I would also request timer to keep me informed about the time limitation so that I can move, like I can just wind up. Okay. Can I see any hand raise? No.
Yeah, you're good. I
Okay.
think we can
Jash Singh,
take the
thank you
topic.
so much.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Jash. Yes, we have a wonderful topic for you. Well, Toastmaster Jash, if you had 1 minute to address all world leaders, what message would you give them? If you had 1 minute to address all world leaders, what message would you give them? Toastmaster Jash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Everybody would want an opportunity to have their voices heard. And wouldn't it be great if it was heard by the global leaders who are making measurable impacts on the society and the world, on world peace? If I get that opportunity to address an audience where all global leaders, Vladimir Putin, President Putin, Mr. Modi, United States President, all these global leaders with having strong strong economies, I would talk about peace, about global peace. In the current scenario, we can see that the war in West Asia has disrupted global supply chains, and it has impacted every household, be it in any part of the world. There are prices that have increased tenfolds of certain items. Everything is made of energy. Everything requires energy. And this energy crisis is something that I would like to talk about and address, that we should all converge towards world peace. Second thing I would like to talk about is climate change. How climate change is affecting all of us and how we are exploiting the natural resources. I will talk about sustainable development, which is the need of our time. We need to focus on all these strategic areas and develop a more cohesive and cooperative strategy alliances to not only do it on the papers, just to have those bilateral free trade agreements, these Paris agreements. These agreements are just on paper. We need to focus on bringing measurable impact. So in conclusion, I would like to talk about world peace. I would like to talk about climate change. I would have much more time. If I have more than my 5 minutes, I will definitely talk about more items. And with that, I'll just rest my speech. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Jash. I wish those world leaders could hear you, and I highly appreciate you because you were also timing yourself, and I'm sorry for that. I think one of us could have timed you so that it would have been more convenient for you to speak a bit more. Great take on the international issue, the way you have put across your thoughts, whether it's about conflicts and the climate change. I think these two things, which are the most dangerous enemies of the humankind, I would say. Thank you so much for shedding light on those two particular areas. Now, moving forward, I would request Toastmaster Harsh, as he had raised his hand, to come on the stage and please seize the moment. So, Toastmaster Harsh, if you change one thing about the world today, what would it be? If you could change one thing about the world today, what would it be, Toastmaster Harsh?
Sorry, Toastmaster Suraj, you are not audible. The moment you said the topic, the voice was breaking.
Okay, extremely sorry for that. I think so. Am I
It
audible
happens
now?
twice. Yeah, now you are audible.
Okay. So I'll just reiterate the topic for you. If you could change one thing about the world today, what would it be? If you could change one thing about the world today, what would it be, Toastmaster Harsh?
The one thing that I want to change, if I could change, is that, like, most of the time it happens that uh, whichever people I met, they all are selfish. They always think about themselves. I would like to share a story. Few weeks ago, I was like traveling to the railway station, and at that time, I saw that a old man was like looking for some help. He was asking someone to like pick up his bag, and at that particular time, he wasn't able to find any coolie, since at that particular time no coolie was there, and he was asking for help. And whole individuals, that is each and every individual, man, woman, or any other individual, everyone was busy in their own self. No one was like seeing that old man that he needs a help, or anyone can pick his or her bag. So at that time, I was I was also at that time thinking that should I help or not, because I don't have a habit, or I have never helped anyone. like it takes a movement, it takes a lot of courage. You need to be audacious to help a stranger, whether he or she or any individual is an old man, young, or he is like male or female, it doesn't matter. But if you are helping someone, you need to think that should I help him or her or not. So at that particular time, I was thinking that should I help him? It took me almost 3 minutes. But since I noticed that no one was helping that old man, and that old man was really needed that help because like like, the train was on the line and it was almost 9 to 10 minutes for the leave. So I helped him. He like he uh, said 2 to 3 blessings, but I feel that most of the individuals are selfish. So, like we are in the Toastmasters committee, we are here to support, help. Like this toast, we should be a Toastmaster outside also and help everyone. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for being a Toastmaster outside of the Toastmastership, as you have helped a person and you have been kind enough. So thank you so much. And I would just ask for confirmation from timer that do we have more time to take up more
I
topics?
think we are already going above time, so we can just wrap up this section and move on to the next one. Thank you.
Sure. So, okay. So I would request everyone to give a huge round of applause for all the speakers who showed up their audaciousness and seized the moments. And I think you did, I mean, everyone did a great job speaking on the given topic. And thank you so much. And looking forward to having you taking up, seizing the moments more and more in the table topic session. And thank you so much once again for speaking and taking up the topic. Now I'd hand over the stage back to I am Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kancha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for such a wonderful table topic session. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Suraj? I will quickly share my screen. I want to shed some light over the strength and weaknesses, but before that, can we have any volunteer? Okay, Toastmaster Harsh. Please shed some light on your strength, and I can see the weakness part is not there, but maybe if you can take up that as well.
So, like I have mentioned, my strength is that my never give up attitude. As I am a aspiring data analyst, so I believe that I am a good problem solver, and my problem solving skills are good. So like till the moment I solved my problems, like analyze the data and like clean the data and manipulate the data and like ensure that each and every data and each and every query is solved and the answer is correct. Till that particular moment, I never give up. It is not only uh, uh, like restricted to my profession. It also applies to the real life scenarios also, whether it be in Toastmasters or outside Toastmasters or in my personal life. I have a never give up attitude. And like weakness, I have mentioned the weakness, but I don't know why like it isn't present in the Google sheet. In the weakness side, I had written that my communication skills is not good. So I am really working hard to improve my communication skills so that I speak fluently. And as an R counter also, today I am playing the R counter, but I have a habit to like score or top the sheet in the R counter list. So I am trying to reduce my R counter, and that's a weakness for me. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for sharing that part because even I struggle in that, and that's why I'm here. Even I really struggle while presenting myself on stage, and still I'm working on it. Thank you so much for that. Um, any new volunteer? Toastmaster Nikhil.
Yes. So as I mentioned, I think again it goes back to my training days when I started my CA articleship under a chartered accountant, and he himself was pretty new into his practice. And he told me the day I interviewed, the day I joined. In fact, he told me that I'm still new into this. He had served as the chairman of National Housing Bank or something, but he was new into practice. He told me that I'm new into this and will never have the I will not have answers of all your questions. So if you are working with me, you should learn how to find solutions to your problems. And I think that was the time I spent there, that I learned how to find solutions, at least the professional ones. That whenever I have a situation, I am someone who just it's just something that naturally comes to me. I go here and there, be it Google, or be it now we have access to AI tools, or be it reaching to my mentors, or however it is. I just try to find the solutions to the best of my capability, and that is something that has been appreciated by my colleagues, my seniors, throughout my career so far. So I think that is one of the biggest strengths that by the virtue of working with that person, I developed. Weaknesses, I mean, obviously we all have weaknesses. I have a lot of weaknesses, but the one that troubles me the most is overthinking. So every single I don't know, I mean, just sometimes it's more of a analysis paralysis kind of situation for me. So either I'm someone who just takes a decision in a span of a second, and God, if I start thinking about a decision, it sometimes takes me days to zero down to a decision. So I think that is what I've been working on, and but it's okay. I mean, I'm not someone who strive for perfection. So I think we all have weaknesses, and that's how we live it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil, for sharing your strengths and weaknesses. And I will shed some more light on the weakness part which you shared right now. I think many of us has this problem especially when we are in our negative phase of our life. I think many of us do overthink. That's, I think, very normal. For me, it is. I don't know about others, but yes, it was for me. Thank you so much for sharing that, Toastmaster Nikhil. Who would like to go next? Toastmaster Mamta? Are you there?
Yeah, my strength is I'm always ready to learn new things. I have courage to take challenges. Like when I first time I took the courage to do the paragliding on mountains. It was very scary, but I tried because I wanted to try that. And of course, I feel nervousness when I do such things. But I think if there are so many people who are doing this, so I should also try. That's
Okay. Thank you so much for shedding light on your strengths. Can we also listen from you about the weakness, and particularly what exactly you are doing to overcome your weakness?
I feel nervous when I do something new, like I'm practicing of public speaking. I feel nervousness, but I think by doing or practicing again and again, I can overcome my fear and nervousness. So I think practicing is very important.
Yes, you're very right on that. Even I have the stage fear, and that's why I am here at Toastmasters. And I think many of us has the stage fear as well. I know it's repetitive in a way, but many of us have the stage fear and the public speaking fear, which is very true. But I saw a visible difference when I started my MBA journey. Everybody was overconfident. No, that would not be a correct word for that. I think the correct word would be they are very much confident. They what they say, how they express, they are not the one who will sit back and listen to others, but they are the one who uh, tries to speak up even when like no one is taking the accountability, and no one is pointing you out. Even then you are taking up the stage. So I'm still learning that skill, because even uh, I'm here in the Toastmaster journey since 6 months. Still, I'm struggling with this part a bit, but I'll try to catch up soon with my peers. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta, to shed light on that part. Next up, we have Toastmaster Zishan. Will you like to go next?
Your Toastmaster of the day. All right. So my strength is that I'm always optimistic about everything. To tell you the truth, I was not like this like from the start. I also used to cry on small things. If something bad happens with me in the morning, my entire day will be like crying about that particular thing. And as humans, if something heart wrenching happens with us, we tend to not see the positive side of it. And if someone says that everything happens for the better good, we feel it as if of like it's a mockery when we are in a bad mood. But if you go deep and you start taking things slowly, you will realize, and everyone, like I also realize, and I hope that everyone also realize that if we start taking things not that seriously about, because life is too short to cry on spilled milk. I believe in that. If anything bad happens, we tend to take it out on our loved ones. If we had a fight with someone else, or we get maybe shouted by someone, like maybe a staff member, a manager or something, we come back home and then we put out that frustration on our family members, and it really affects our life. So I believe that when I felt that this thing is a habit of each and every human, from that moment I started changing myself, and in present time now I see every opportunity and everything that happens with me as an opportunity, and I always being optimistic about things. And to tell you the truth, it really helped me a lot. I have a better mood all the time, and I feel healthy from the inside out now, and not that frustrated all the time. Coming to a weakness, I don't know how, but I am a very big procrastinator now. When I was in my school times, I was not like this. I was famous in my household and in my relatives that I was the most, working person of the house. But after my college days, I become such a big procrastinator. Like, I just lay all the time on my bed, scroll reels and do nothing at all. Either I go to college or I scroll reels. That's all. I don't do like my cleaning of my room or other stuff. If someone is pressuring too much, like my mother or my father, then only I'll do something. Otherwise, I just don't like doing anything at all. And I really want to change that because it's really affecting my health and my life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zishan, for sharing such a big problem which we are facing, which is scrolling the reels. And I can see that Toastmaster Suraj has used different words, but even he is his weakness shows that is a procrastinator. Toastmaster Suraj, I would like to know from you that what are you doing, and also from Toastmaster Zishan, that what steps have you taken to overcome the weakness, or you are thinking to do that?
Okay. So let's say I'm living at like where do I work, right? And then I'm in a habit. I have already developed a habit, and then I suddenly go on leave, go my home back, and then I just do nothing there about that habit, whether it's workout, reading, like all the things, right? And when I come back, I just go to my workplace, I do my job, do my task, come back, and just stick to my phone, just watch YouTube and others, like other, like I can just keep watching the podcasts and other things, right? But again, I'll not go for the workout, the calisthenics, the jog and the running, or read books even, right? So for that, I think I just need 1 to 2 days to get into that habit, and then again I just leave it. So for that, the mobile is the main problem. So I just keep my mobile phone in another room, or at some distance, so that I just cannot pick it up as whenever I feel like, right? And or I just have made my friend an accountability partner, so I just hand my phone over to him, and then I just try to get into my habit. So that's the way I'm trying to do.
That's very great step which you have already taken. So glad to hear you. And now I would like to hear from Toastmaster Zishan as well.
It's very embarrassing to admit, but I have not taken any step at all. At present, I'm enjoying my sloth era, not doing too much and not taking too much of it like on my head. Although I would take some steps in the future, maybe I don't know, maybe I become more serious about my things, take them more seriously. But at present, I'm just enjoying it, taking a setback and like, okay, it is what it is. Everything will be better soon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zishan. And now I would like to share my thought on how I overcome my procrastination.
We all would love to hear that.
Thank you so much. So even when I start using Instagram, I scroll it mindlessly. I lose the track of the time. So I downloaded Duolingo app in which I'm currently learning Italian language. So whenever I take up my phone, the first banner which pops up is the angry face, which comes up very quickly, and that forces me to open the app and do at least 1 or 2 sessions, which is very quick, 5 minute, 10 minute, or max 20 minutes. So I have already learned that language to an extent, and I'm planning to do my level 1 examination before this year ends. That will help me in my Milan semester, which I have in my college next year. So while I'm using my phone, still I'm using it as my strength. Thank you so much. And uh, if anyone wants to share anything regarding your weakness and how you are overcoming it, anyone, uh, please.
I would add that although like I'm not going to tell about the strength or weakness, but I am also learning Japanese on Duolingo app. It's a fun thing to do. And I would love to know what is about your Milan semester. Could you enlighten us a little more about that since you brought up the topic, if it's okay?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing my MBA from STA Bocconi. So they provide 4 month Milan semester in which we go to Italy, and we have the opportunity to maybe take up the internship, or we can also get the job opportunities as well. But for that, we have to be fluent in the Italian language. That's what I'm working upon. And thank you for asking.
That's really great to hear. Best of luck for your
Thank
future.
you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dishan. Uh, I want anyone who has not speaked up yet on their strength and weakness, please come up on stage. Toastmaster Jayesh,
Yeah, hi. In the interest of time, I think we should move on. But anyways, I'll just talk about
okay.
my strengths. I think I'm a disciplined person. I would like to think so. I try to constantly build habits that are productive. I'm trying, again, I have a Duolingo streak. There's a discussion going about Duolingo. I have a ongoing streak of, wait, oh my God, it's taking so much of time to open. Okay, 648 days of learning Spanish. So yeah, I read books. There was this discussion about Tripathi sir who used to read 400 pages. Can't beat that, but I try to read at least 20 to 25 pages and read newspaper in the morning. So yeah, I think my strengths are I'm trying to build good habits by reading books also. And so yeah, I think, and one of my weaknesses would be that, yeah, again, procrastination is one thing that I think everybody is facing. That okay, if this thing needs to be feeded in some system, then I'll just be like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, that is something that we need to focus on. And to do that, I have also trying to do this thing called heartfulness, where you just meditate and just try to keep your mind empty, because it's very difficult to keep your mind empty. It sounds easy, but if you're just trying to just sit there with nothing, no distractions, just sit there with your thoughts, eyes closed, there are a lot of uh, count thoughts that will come to you. And there's one session that I attended when they said that those thoughts are kind of just getting removed from your storage capacity, that is your brain. So if your thought comes in, if it's coming in, that means it's going out. So I mean, yeah, we just try practice heartfulness is also one thing that I'm building. So yeah, that's about it. I think we should move on in the interest of time. I think we'll just I I think yeah. So back
Yeah.
to Master of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayesh. Such a long streak sees the moment. So moving on to our third segment, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil, and his tag team to give detailed evaluation of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kansha. Can we please have a big round of applause for our Toastmaster of the Day, everyone? Okay, so this brings us to the third segment of Toastmasters meeting, and before I move to the reports of my tag team and my report, I would like to start with our speech evaluators. So we had one speech today, and our evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta, I would request you to please take the stage and give your feedback for Toastmaster Zishan's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. And thank you, Toastmaster Jishan, for your wonderful speech. I also have the same but a little OCD issue. I think many times before sharing my things, my foods, because of hygiene issue. And I would like to give a star to you for your wonderful speech. The first letter S. You had a strong opening. Right from the beginning, you captured our attention with your confident presence and beautiful smile. You met the purpose of your project by connecting with unfamiliar audience by your rich content and examples, and you had the energy in your voice. The second letter T. You had the thoughtful content and hand gestures, and there was the connection between these two. Your hand gestures were moving with your content, and your content was also rich. There was a travelogy of 3 stories in your speech, and flow was also smooth. And the third letter A. You have authenticity in your speech. You had personal example also. And I also think so. We all have the untold stories of our dreams and fear, and we have to overcome that fear. And the last letter of star R, which is relatable to all. Everyone has a story. Each one is scary, and maybe from inside or outside. And in the end, you give the wonderful message, be more optimistic and try to know before judging everyone. Now moving to a few recommendations. To make your speech even more impactful, I would encourage you to add pauses at key moments. If you have small pauses after every story, it will give time to audience to connect with your story. Secondly, try to use the different parts of the stage. You can start from the center at the opening, then move to one side for the first example, then come to center for the second story, and move to the other side of the stage for the third story, and then come again to the center for the conclusion. This will make your speech more dynamic. In conclusion, you delivered a meaningful and engaging speech. Your authenticity and confidence with flow and hand gestures were your bigger strengths. With just a little more focus on pauses and stage movement, your speech will become even more powerful. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta, for the detailed feedback. I'm sure Toastmaster Zishan must have taken his notes. Right? Okay, so can we please have a round of applause for our evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta, everyone? Okay, next up we have the reports from our tag team, starting with the timer, Toastmaster Jesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, General Evaluator, for the meeting. I'll just quickly share my screen. Everyone see the screen? Is the screen visible? Can I get a
Yes,
response?
yes.
So, yeah, I began with the presiding officer, where you took 6 minutes 15 seconds, and then you introduced 3 guests, and I just written Toastmaster back then. So 3 guests spoke for less than a minute. TMOD took the entire session of TMOD. Toastmaster Akansha took 18 minutes, around close to 19 minutes there. We've also discussed strengths and weaknesses in length throughout the session, where she gave everybody an opportunity to come up and speak. It was a kind of, I can say, a second table topics session, but a prepared one about strengths and weaknesses, where you had already written about that key points that you're going to talk about. So I would like to kind of bracket this in additional table topics, where people are almost took around 2 minutes to 1 minute, and again 32 seconds was taken. There was another session that was discussed about overcoming, and then again. Toastmaster Suraj talked about overcoming procrastination for 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Jishan another 32 seconds. You can look at the timing here. General evaluator, we are still evaluating, so I'll just give once you have evaluated, I will put down in the chat. Speaker was within the time. 6 minutes 59 seconds. Kudos to sticking on the time limit. Toastmaster Mamta was the evaluator for speaker Toastmaster Zishan. He went overboard with the time threshold that was given. It was 3 minutes, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, she went overboard with her time. And coming to table topics, Toastmaster Suraj was the moderator who moderated the session of table topics. He took for the entirety of 13 minutes and close to 14 minutes to complete his moderation and table. And I think a big round of applause to everyone for sticking to the time, especially Toastmaster Jayesh, Toastmaster Harsh, and Toastmaster Nikhil, who just were very close to being disqualified. And and everybody was encouraged to seize the moment. And I'm glad that everybody took the moment that they were given in their respective roles. Yeah, I think that's about it. And thank you so much. As I speak, I have concluded my timer report for 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Great job, Toastmaster Jayesh. Thank you so much for the detailed report. I would share my more insights on that. But for now, let's go to Toastmaster Harsh, who would be presenting his R counter and grammarian report.
So, a very good evening to one and all present over here. So, then we are not having any listener. So, to train your listening skills, I will not be sharing any virtual report with you. I will be speaking the feedback. So, you need to be attentive. Starting with the R counter report. Starting with Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil, as an R counter, you have used, as a general evaluator, you have used 3 R's, 2 so's. And while using R, you were making sounds. Like whenever you were using R, you are uttering this type of sound. So this time. You can, at the end of the report, I will also try to share some strategies. Moving to next speaker, Toastmaster Jayesh. Toastmaster Jayesh, kudos to you. You haven't used any filler words. You have used only 1 R, and I wasn't able to find any type of filler words in whichever role you have played. Moving to Toastmaster Akansha. Toastmaster Akansha, as an Toastmaster of the day, you have used only 4 R's. So kudos to you. And apart from those R's, I wasn't able to find any type of filler words. Moving to Toastmaster Suraj. Toastmaster Suraj and Toastmaster Vijay. I have a same recommendation for you both. While using you were making the same type of sounds, as mentioned, as I have suggested for Toastmaster Nikhil. But you both have a habit of using but. I have just used but. So instead of using but, what we can do? We can use words like however. As you can see, Toastmaster Jishan, while delivering his speech, he has used the word perhaps. We can use perhaps. So instead of using but, we can use these type of words. Moving to Toastmaster Jishan. Toastmaster Jishan, kudos to you. You were very fluent throughout your speech. You have used only 1 R, and the same recommendation goes for you. You have also used but. So you have used perhaps, but I was able to find 2 or 3 buts in your speech. So you can work upon it. Moving to Toastmaster Anuradha. Toastmaster Anuradha in her table topic speech has only used one A. Toastmaster Vijay has used 4 A in his table topic speech. A general recommendation for all, as I have suggested that we can work on the usage of but some of the speakers has also used I think. So one of my fellow Toastmasters has given me the feedback that instead of using I think, what we can use I believe. I strongly suggest. So these type of words we can use to like create a more impact or give more confidence while sharing our feedback or while delivering our speeches. And apart from that, like the same strategy you all know, we can take a small pause to gather our thoughts so that we can play our role effectively. The new recommendation would be there is an website which you can use to train yourself. You must be aware of Udemy.ai. It is provided in the Toastmasters International portal. So if by chance it does not work, you can type www.udemy.ai and you can practice your presentation, practice your speeches or any type of roles whichever your role you are playing. Moving towards the grammarian report, starting with the word of the day and phrase of the day. So word of the day was used Toastmaster Nikhil once, Toastmaster Mamta once. Though the moment Toastmaster Mamta used word of the day, the word of the day was mispronounced. Instead of saying audacious, she spoke audacious. So you can work on the pronunciation part. Moving towards Toastmaster Jishan. Toastmaster Jishan has used word of the day twice. Toastmaster Suraj, kudos to you, Toastmaster Suraj. You have used both word of the day and phrase of the day. You have used word of the day 3 times and phrase of the day 4 times. So kudos to you. Toastmaster Jesh, kudos to you. You have also used word of the day. Some of the mispronounced words, like someone has said executive. It was executive, while like someone was speaking about executive MBA. So instead of saying executive, he or she was saying executive. So you can work on this pronunciation. Apart from that, someone spoke analytical. It was analytical. Instead of saying analytical, try to say analytical. These were the 2 mispronounced words that I was able to find. Moving to the incorrect usage, someone said she said her. So at that time, whenever you are whenever you at that particular time when you are using this sentence, you can use she told her. So at that particular time, this part would given a more impact. Instead of saying she said, you must have used or you may have used she told her. Moving to the some of the good words that I was able to notice, the words were potential, trigger, optimistic, inculcate, spark, empathy, emphasizing, and disrupted. Moving to the creative usages. So the creative usages was Toastmaster Akansha used this phrase, reflection on my weaknesses, and Toastmaster Jishan used people see version you decide to show. We are working libraries filled with stories. So these were the phrases used by Toastmaster Jishan. Toastmaster Jishan has also used judged me without knowing the truth. So these were the phrases that created a long-lasting impact. So kudos to you all. Apart from that, a phrase which was used by Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil used failure is only a stepping stone. So he forgot that to say that failure is the stepping stone to success. At that time, if you have just included the word success, it would be the icing on the cake. Apart from that, Toastmaster Anuradha used never judge a book by its cover, and Toastmaster Vijay has used reading is like a meditation. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for presenting both the reports in such a detailed manner. I'm sure all the members have taken their notes, and this information will definitely help us become better speakers. Now, moving ahead with my general evaluator report. In the interest of time, I'll try to keep it concise. So the meeting started approximately 7 to 10 minutes late, which is not a significant delay. However, as aspiring leaders, we must strive for discipline, and especially the role players should join the meeting at least 5 minutes before the starting time, so that we can start the meeting and the other people can still join 5-10 minutes late. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akansha, great job. I can, as someone who has seen you from the very start, I can see the progress, I can see the improvements that are very much evident in your in the way you are delivering and going about your roles. So kudos, and great initiative, especially for asking people to fill that Google sheet, and helped you conduct the whole TMOD session with a lot of interaction with almost every single member present in the meeting room. However, just to give you a few recommendations, first thing that when you started the TMOD session, I would have loved as an audience for you to set the context in a more detailed manner. However, you started and right away you went on the strengths and weaknesses sheet, and you shared the sheet, and everything was around that sheet only. So I would have loved for you to highlight as to what is the purpose of having this session, what was your thought process behind, and what you want the people who are attending this session to achieve from this session. That is how you, if you would have set the context, would have really helped the audience. And second suggestion would be that when you are using any kind of resource, that for example the sheet in this case, do not share it on the screen, because this is going to serve you, supplement you throughout the session. So if you have already presented it on the screen, people have already seen as to what is written over there, so they somewhere lose interest, right? So everyone should be interested as to know, okay, what Suraj has written as his strength and his weakness, what Shreyash has written as his strength and weaknesses. So that would have really helped build that curiosity, and would have served as a better way to attract the attention. Right, and other than that, I think the way you conducted the session, as I already said, the way you interacted with the audience, the way you gave chance, opportunity to every single person, and not just to listen to them, but at the same time you always had something to say after they had finished their part. So that is something that comes with the experience, and as I said, I can see the improvements, the way you are improving. So kudos. Next up, we have. Also, one more thing, Toastmaster Akansha, whenever you are the Toastmaster of the day, you are the one who is controlling the pace of the meeting, right? So you need to be aware about the time, and you should be able to adapt as per the time left, right? So for example, Toastmaster Jayesh rightly interrupted today that in the interest of time we can skip my part. However, it's good still that he engaged, but at the same time you should be more aware of it, that when you have to call off a segment. So that is something I think again comes with experience, but you are already doing a great job, and I'm sure you will learn this pretty quickly. Okay, so then I'd come to the prepared speech section. First of all, I'll cover the evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta. So, Toastmaster Mamta, this is the second time I have listened to your evaluation, and honestly, I do not have any recommendations. Perfect intro, the way you should have introduced Toastmaster Zishan. You followed the CRC approach. I love the way you use that acronym and to structure your evaluation. So, all in all, great job, Toastmaster Zishan. Coming to your speech, I love the content. I have heard you enough to understand that you have a plethora of content, some very rich content. You have anecdotes, you have rhetorical questions. Your delivery is great. Your expressions speak a lot. I would say a huge tool for a speaker, and your voice modulation, gestures, everything is fine. Great job. But coming to the one or two recommendations that I have. First thing, whenever the evaluator has done introducing you, you can never ask, if you are audible or visible. If you have to do it, you should have done it beforehand. Those movements, set the tone of the speech and are very valuable as for a speaker. So you should never waste those few seconds just after the evaluator has introduced you. Then again, something I would like to suggest you is, even if it's an online speech, always, even if you are using a mobile phone, always have it on the landscape mode, so that it covers more of the area, and try to deliver it while standing. So you have a great body language. That is something I can gauge, after whatever I've seen, 2-3 speeches of yours. You have a great body language, but by sitting, it acts against you. Your body wants to move freely, but given that you are sitting, it is very visible that your movements are very limited, and you are controlling your body at the same time delivering your speech. So any speaker who has been through that will, whenever you are participating in contests, be it an online contest, for example, any experienced speaker will look through that, and that would not be something that would be taken in a positive manner. So try to you have a very strong body language, as I said. Try to use the stage, and it would only add to your speech. And okay, so that was my 2 cents on your speech, Toastmaster Zishan. Coming to our table topic master, again, one thing I would like to mention, both for T-Mod and table topic master, whenever you start a new segment, be it prepared speech, be it table topic, even if the timer has already highlighted, you have to highlight the timing limits. To say, for example, someone has joined in late, so you have to cover that part once again. And other than that, I think the topics were inclined to T-Mod's theme, which was done in a very beautiful manner by Toastmaster Suraj. He's an experienced Toastmaster, and I think the segment was flawless, covered every single member, and always had something to add to the speeches of the participants, which really highlights his value as an experienced Toastmaster. So keep it up, Toastmaster Suraj. Coming to the evaluations part, I've already covered Toastmaster Mamta, our timer, Toastmaster Jayesh. Very detailed report. Trust me, I was not expecting such a detailed report, especially the way you differentiated between the interaction that Toastmaster Akansha had with the participants. Just one suggestion, that again, you are also now an experienced Toastmaster. Whenever you see that we are running late, we should avoid reading every single timing. Say, for example, if you are talking about table topic session, just say that all the participants were within the timing limits, except for Toastmaster XYZ, right? That's how you can do it. And for more details, I am attaching this sheet in the chat box. That is how you can go about it. Otherwise, again, the work on that sheet was amazing. I think I'm looking forward for you to you performing more roles. Toastmaster Harsh, great job with the counter. Again, an experienced Toastmaster, you cannot expect anything less. So great job for taking it at the very last moment and then executing it to perfection. With respect to grammarian role, just one recommendation, that at some point of time, whenever you highlight something that is not done in the right manner, for example, you highlighted the wrong pronunciation of audacious, try to not use the name of the Toastmaster who has mentioned it, just like you used when you were mentioning the wrong usage of words. I think it was by mistake, but we just try to avoid to not highlight the name of the Toastmaster. It's all about motivating each other, so let's just try to avoid that. All in all, I think I have covered every single role player. Other than that, as I said, the meeting started on 5-10 minutes late, and the role players were spot on with their roles. Kudos to Toastmaster Harsh once again for filling in for the counter role as well. And I think that's the part. One part again for the presiding officer. I was a presiding officer, but I think I missed mentioning the meeting number, which is something I can recall. So that is something the presiding officer should be working on. I think that's it from my side as the general evaluator for today's meeting, and would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day to wrap up her theme. Over to you, Toastmaster Akansha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. I hope it reminded us that our strengths are not just talents, they are tools we can use to create impact. At the same time, our weaknesses are not limitations, they are opportunities for growth. Self awareness is a lifelong journey, and every step we take toward understanding ourselves better brings us closer to becoming the best versions of ourselves. Thank you all of you for your honest reflections and being the valuable participants for today's meeting. With this, I officially adjourn the meeting 242 of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow.
Okay, so I think we can. So just wanted to highlight one thing, and before that, can we please have a big round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, everyone? The great job that she has done, and especially, I mean, the concept around that sheet, I still would say, it was a great job, a great idea. So, okay, so one thing that I wanted to share is that unfortunately we do not have Toastmaster Manvi or Toastmaster Dev, our tech stalwarts with us. So we might not be able to launch the polls for today's meeting because we do not have the hosting rights. I think I'm not sure. I'm not able to contact them either. So we might not be having the polls today. If you want, what we can do is we can share your votes in the chat box. Right, so
Personal chat box. I think you
Yeah,
can.
you can.
Sorry for interrupting,
Yes,
Toastmaster
please,
Nikhil.
please,
I
Toastmaster.
request everyone to personally text in the chat box to directly to Toastmaster Nikhil about tag role player, about eagle. I mean tiger. Sorry, Lionheart role
Lionheart
players,
role player.
and I'll drop the names of all the table topic speakers. You can choose. You can vote as per
Yes.
your you can
So
pick up the name whom you want to vote, and then you can text that name directly to Toastmaster Nikhil in personal chat.
yes, please
You
DM me
can
the
use
names,
sorry.
and we'll be having three polls as Toastmaster Suraj mentioned. Since we had only one prepared speaker and one evaluator, we won't be having any polls for that. Okay, so Toastmaster Suraj, which one is okay? Table topic speaker is the first. So I'll give you all 30 seconds and you can DM me the names. Out of 7 participants, I have received only one. Okay, 2. Three.
I open new chat.
Okay, Toastmaster Zishan has sent me over WhatsApp. Okay, I think people are sending it over WhatsApp or what? I have received from Toastmaster Zishan over WhatsApp, okay. And Suraj, Akansha, Harsh, okay, I have received from Jayesh as well. Toastmaster Suraj, okay.
Check your Zoom chat.
Yes, I have received it. Let me just. Okay, I have received all the answers, at least the majority, and we have a tie actually. So it's between Toastmaster Jayesh and Toastmaster Harsh. So kudos to Toastmaster Jayesh and Toastmaster Harsh for being the best table topic speaker for today's meeting. Again, we do not have the certificates unfortunately, but we will definitely share it with you over WhatsApp later, right? Then next up, can we please have the polls for best auxiliary role player, that is tag team, Toastmaster Harsh and Toastmaster Jayesh were the two auxiliary role players today. Okay. I have received from Toastmaster Zishan, Toastmaster Jesh, and Toastmaster Suraj as well.
Toastmaster Nikhil, I have already shared best auxiliary role player.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I have it from almost everyone. So the best auxiliary role player for today's meeting goes to Toastmaster Harsh. You took up two roles and did a great job. So I think you fairly deserve it, Toastmaster Harsh. Congratulations. And next up, the last recognition is for the Lionheart role player. That is the best role player of today's meeting between Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Akansha, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Suraj, and General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil. Again, 30 seconds. I have received it from Toastmaster Harsh, from Toastmaster Suraj, from Toastmaster Jesh, from Toastmaster Akansha. Toastmaster Zishan, are you there? Okay, so I have received the majority. We have achieved the majority, and the best role player for today's meeting is our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Akansha, everyone. So can we please have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Akansha? Alright, so congratulations to all the winners, Toastmaster Jesh, Toastmaster Harsh, Toastmaster Akansha, and also to Toastmaster Zishan for delivering that speech. And I'll definitely share your best speaker certificate, Toastmaster Zishan. So again, thank you so much everyone for being kind enough to share your polls over DM. And as I said, we'll share the results. We'll share the certificates over WhatsApp. Now, unless anyone has something to say, I would like to thank all the role players. It'll just add more time if I take all the names. So thank you so much to all the role players. And I would like to reiterate that today is my last meeting as the president of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. So again, a big heartfelt thank you to all the members who have supported me, especially Toastmaster Suraj. Honestly, I'm guilty of not being there as much as I wanted due to my professional commitments, especially in the last few months. But he has been the backbone of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, and along with Toastmaster Manvi, Toastmaster Dev, who has supported them, and our coaches, Toastmaster Asankhya and Toastmaster Smriti, who have supported him and us throughout. So thank you so much. Thank you to new members like Toastmaster Jesh, Toastmaster Akansha, who joining us, and Toastmaster Anushka is not here. And I cannot tell you, I have seen a lot of Toastmasters joining in, but the kind of commitment that you people have shown is unparalleled, and I really I praise you guys, even while talking to some other Toastmasters as well, that I have not seen new faces who have been so active, who have contributed so much. And thank you so much for your contribution to Toastmasters like Toastmaster Harsh, Toastmaster Zishan, from joining us from different clubs and helping us conduct our meetings in such a flawless manner, and guests like Toastmaster Saurabh for helping us being present in our meetings and helping us improve and giving us the right feedback. So thank you so much to all of you. I will definitely drop a longer message over WhatsApp for the rest of the members. But again, thank you so much. I mean it from the core of my heart. And again, in case anyone has anything to say, I would like to hand over the stage to our Sergeant at Arms to officially close this meeting.
Okay, so before Sergeant at Arms just adjourns,
yes, please, Toastmaster.
I would just say that again, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. And see, you had commitments. So see, I think no matter whatever the reason was, I think if you miss any meeting or if you are not able to join any meeting, I think you're not supposed to have the feeling of that guilty, right? So there's no point of feeling guilty for anything else, right? So because we feel sometimes we automatically, because we are mature enough to feel, because we have to give we have our own commitments, right? Commitments towards everything. and because we have already invested a lot and lots of things are there, and still we are not able to make it, means there must be some other commitment. So again, no need to feel guilty, of course not.
That's so
And
kind of
I'm
you,
also,
Toastmasters.
yeah, I'm so happy to see like the new members who have joined. Again, they are quite consistent, and I think they are doing really wonderful. So again,
I think
congratulations to them as well. And
I think it's a
yeah, thank you
combined
so much
effort.
for being here.
We managed to achieve that distinguished title as well. So as a club, we have done a great job. And also, I would just like to add one thing, that we would be having our we are in the process of finalizing our next executive committee for the next 6 months. So Toastmaster Akansha, Toastmaster Jayesh, you as the members of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow are eligible to nominate yourself for any of the 7 executive committee roles. I will share more details over WhatsApp, or probably Toastmaster Suraj would share, or anyone you may hear from either of us. But just wanted to give you a heads up around that. Okay. Right then. So with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Sergeant at Arms to officially close this meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikin. And before I conclude the meeting, I would like to say that you were a great president, and I still remember my first meeting where you constantly motivated me to speak up because I was so afraid to do that, and I really thank to you to motivate me, and you are such a great president. And with this, I officially adjourn the meeting 242 of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow.
All right. तो मैं ये कहता जैश okay, can we stop the recording please, Toastmaster Suraj?
Yes.
Okay, now I also have the option actually.